Hello, book friends. Welcome back. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tracy, and today I wanted to share with you my September wrap-up. I cannot believe that we have flew through September, and actually, at the time that I'm doing this video, we're already into October, okay? So with that being said, I am going to probably use my iPad to get on my Goodreads and kind of give you a review on some of these books. Not that they are so forgettable, but in and out, unless it was like a 5-star book. You know, a lot of the books that I read, I can remember a little bit, but in order to be fair to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and use my Goodreads. So grab you a cup of coffee or whatever your pleasure of drink is, and I'll be right back in a second. All right, friends. So I'm going to do like I usually do on my wrap-ups, and I'm going to go over my audiobooks first. And then I'm going to go from my least rated books to my 5 stars. And yes, I do have some 5 stars in September, so I am super excited. So we are going to start with Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. And I did this book on audio along with the book. All right. And so I gave this book a 3-star. I won't say that I was disappointed. I just felt like this book was a little bit slow to be a thriller. This is a thriller. And I think I was expecting a little bit more. I mean, if you read the guest list, then it's probably about the same pace, where there's a lot of building of the story, and it really doesn't get thrilling until pretty much when the book is over, okay? But I gave this one a 3-star, and I'm going to read, I think I want to read for you what I actually had on Goodreads. So give me a second here. Like I said, this one was somewhat of a struggle. There was actually not a lot of thrill. There was some suspense. Like there was some suspense in the book, but it wasn't really super thrilling. It took me about 60% of the book, and actually at one point I was considering DNF in the book, but I was too invested by that time, so I just went ahead and finished it. You know, there were some good parts in the book, and even the ending, I was a little surprised about the ending, but it didn't bang. It didn't bang. The ending just wasn't, all that great, which led me to just giving the book a 3-star. And I mean, I'll definitely read something else of Lucy Foley. I like her writing, and like I said, I was invested. I kept reading in hopes to get to the end. I feel like sometimes you just know when you just need to DNF a book. And this one I kept reading because I felt like I wanted to see what happened at the end. So I gave it a 3-star. The next book that I read was Sandwich by Catherine Newman. And this one, I actually had started this book earlier in the summer, and then I had to put it down. And I think that it was mainly because I just wasn't ready for the book. I think I was doing a bunch of, well, I'm always doing thriller. If you're new to my channel, I'm a thriller girly. You're gonna get thrillers on this channel mostly. But I read a little bit of everything else. I'm gonna give you some romance. I'm gonna give you some historical fiction, contemporary lit, women's lit. You're gonna get all of those things, but my main thing is thriller. So I believe I gave this book a 3-star. And I'd have to look on my phone, so I'll just put it up here what I actually gave it. But this is more of a contemporary type book. You know, it's about a family. They go to where is it? Cape Cod every year. And, you know, it had me giggling in some parts. It's just family drama, you know. The parents are older, you know, all of those things in life that they deal with. And it was a really cute little book. If you're looking for something cute about family, about dealing women who are up in age, okay? The things that we go through as women, 50 and over, that type thing. The challenges that you might face in marriage after you've been married, you know, 20 plus years or so. I mean, even less than 20 plus years, you know, it's a journey. It's a journey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up, honey. It's forever changing and adjusting and all the things, especially if you have children. Children are growing up. They're going through things. So this is what that book is about. So if this is something, you know, that you're interested in, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this book for, you know, women under 40 or, you know, women or families that don't have children in their teens or higher. I mean, this book probably wouldn't interest you, but it was pretty good for me. I know that she does have a new release coming out, and I cannot think of the name of it, but I'll put it on the screen, and I'll probably read that one too. So this was pretty good, and I believe I gave it a 3-star. The next book that I read, and y'all, I love me some Tiffany D. Jackson. And so I went ahead and read Grown. And this was more of a thriller type book. And I'm going to definitely read. I gave this book a 4-star. And I'm definitely going to read my review on this one. It had a lot. I was very hesitant about reading this book at first because, you know, just because of the content and what the book was about, you know, I really didn't think, you know, I would want to read about it. But I love Tiffany D. Jackson, and none of her books have failed me. And so I wanted to go ahead, since I'm going back on her backlog, and read this book. I mean, I had it, you know, I bought the book, so I need to read the book, okay? So I did this book on audio as well. And let me see what I said. Like I said, I didn't know what I was really getting into. Even after reading the synopsis, I just didn't know. And I said, what an intense and heart-wrenching story. Because of all that took place in this book, I struggled reading it. The reality that young girls actually have gone through this and are still going through this in the music industry, it really broke my heart. It really broke my heart. Tiffany D. Jackson did a fantastic job telling a story of what goes on in the music industry, especially with young artists. You know, I really say watch out for the trigger warnings on this book. I really love how the thrilling, you know, the real things that were happening, and trying to also figure out the thrilling part of the book, the things that made it a thriller. and it had a pretty decent ending. So I would definitely recommend this book. But like I said, I think you have to be ready for it. You definitely have to be ready for it. So watch your trigger warnings. Then I did a book on Hoopla, which is part of Libby. It was an audio book, and it's called The Silent House. The Silent House by H.M. Lynn. And I gave this book a 3.5 star. This is a new author to me, and I really enjoyed this book. I must probably say that about a lot of a lot of books that I really enjoyed it, but I wanted to just kind of step out, and I'm always looking for new authors, so I wanted to see what this author is about. I enjoyed this book from start to finish. The FMC did get me. She was a little under my skin, okay? She was like right there, like right up under my skin, and had me a little flustered, but I kept turning the pages. I kept flipping the pages in the book, which helped me to just kind of like really not pay attention to the fact that she was a little annoying. But I was totally surprised about the ending of this book. The twists and turns kept me entertained. And I am definitely looking forward to reading more about this book, about this author. I probably should have, let me see if I can give you guys a little synopsis on this book, since it was a audio book that I did not mention when I did my September possibilities. So basically it says, moving to the countryside with Patrick was supposed to be my fresh start, but from the moment we arrived, something felt off. The locals are strange, and I feel like I'm being watched. The constantly moving shadows outside our window can't just be from the trees, can they? And when someone breaks into our home, I can't shake the feeling that someone's out to get me. The more isolated I feel, the more the cracks begin to show. Am I being driven to the edge, or am I losing my mind? This beautiful house was meant to be my haven, but now it feels like prison. And the real danger, it might be closer than I ever imagined. This book it was definitely, oh, you talking about eerie vibes? This would be a great book to read in October if you're looking for an audio book. I believe it's free on Kindle as well. But I think you will really enjoy this book. Like I said, I gave it a 3.5 star because I generally don't rate a book because of a character. Because like I said, I believe that the authors write the characters to be what they are. If they annoying, they annoying, okay? If they just plain oblivious and dumb in some situations, I mean, that's how they wrote it. So I really try not to, give my stars based on the characters. But sometimes, the reality is it's what causes you to like or dislike a book. So if that makes sense, you know what I mean? It's not going to be solely because of the character that I'm going to give a star, take a star away. But anywho, I really enjoyed that book as well. And so those were all of the books that I either read on audio or read along with the book. All right. So now we are going to head into all the books that I physically read for September. And we're going to start with from the lowest to the highest, okay? So I am going to start with, let's see, The Heiress. And I think I mentioned it before. This book, just gave me the 700 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo vibes just because of the cover, with the woman's hand on there. I don't know if you can see it, but it did give me those vibes. But I gave this book 3.5 stars. Let me see. What did I say? When there's a widow of 4 husbands, kidnapping, family dysfunction, and money and a 6 plot twist, you will find the making of a good mystery thriller where there is, okay? It reminds me of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo just because of the fact that the lady in this story, the female main character, she did have a few husbands, okay? She did have a few husbands. You know, it did have the same dysfunction as Evelyn Hugo's, but Evelyn Hugo was not a thriller. So this one was a thriller, considered a thriller, and you know, I really enjoyed it. My next 3.5 stars, and you know, I hope, you know, no one comes for me because this is a new release, and this is an author that I absolutely love. I'm not going to talk much about this book because I did a vlog on this book. So if you want to hear more in-depth about my thoughts and my review on this book, it is In Deadly Company by L.S. Stratton. And I done said it over and over. My most favorite book by this author is Do What Godmother Says. Okay, 5 star, okay. And I tried to go into this book not automatically comparing it to that. I wanted to be a little bit more open-minded about it. Because even when I read Not So Perfect Strangers, you know, some authors, you can pretty much tell how their book, they have this thing, you know how their books are going to go. You can pretty much figure out how they're going to end. With her, I feel like all of her books are different. Like you're not going to get the same thing. You can't just assume that it's going to end the same, start the same, you know, be about the same thing. Not with her, because this one definitely was a little different. Okay. I did enjoy it. I'm still going to always read something by L.S. Stratton. She's one of my favorite authors. I have a few now, but she's definitely an auto buy for me. And I gave this book a 3.5 star. So if you want to see what I actually had to say about it, you can go on my Goodreads, Fable, or even better, go and check out the vlog. All right. So the next book that I have that is a 4 star is a new release as well. And this is We Live Here Now by Sarah Penbrough. I gave this one a 4 star. Y'all talking about creepy. Let me see. I think I want to read, because I can't remember if I did a vlog. And y'all know that's a daggone shame. That is a daggone shame. But I'm telling you, the time is going so fast. Look, I'm doing good to remember what I did yesterday. All right. But this was, now I have a few of Sarah Penbrough's other older books, but when I saw this one was coming out, not only was I was really anxious to read this because I wanted to see if I could give you guys a good book rec for October. So that was my main reason for jumping ahead of those books and starting with this one. And I'm glad I did, because, you know, hopefully authors are just getting better and better and better. So I wanted to go ahead and read this one. My expectations for this book, I have to say, was set really high. We're talking about a gothic haunted house trope, and it delivered. It delivered. This book had me on edge a little bit. And there was certain parts of the story that I felt slowed down just a little bit, but it picked right back up. It picked right back up. And I'm telling you, the twists and turns in this book, they were good. They were good. I really would recommend that if you're looking for something twisty, eerie, all the things, this will be a good book for October. All right, friends? The next book that I have for you guys is We Used to Live Here. Let me grab it off of here. I don't know why I didn't have it. All right. This is also a new release. Literally, I think, was it last month maybe or a few weeks ago, by Marcus Clower. I think I'm saying his name right. I did a vlog on this book. So if you want to really get my review and hear what I got to say about this book, I'm telling you, go back to my vlog. You are going to enjoy it. I'm telling you, this book had me scared. It had me scared. I had to put it down. Half the time, if I was reading at night, I had to stop reading at night, okay? Literally, like I said, you got to read this with all the lights on. All of the lights on, and it don't even matter. You still going to be scared. Now, that's my level, okay? Maybe you could take horror and all of that, but this one threw me over the edge a little bit. But there were certain parts that I felt like were a little slow, which is why I gave it a 4.5 star. And you know, I'm still kind of sitting on it a little bit, so I might change it. I actually might change it. This is not only a debut, I believe this was his debut novel, but they're making an adaptation to this. So I think there's a movie that's supposed to be coming out as well for this one. Now, will I watch the movie? Probably not. Probably not. The book was enough for me. All right. But I would definitely recommend this book, especially for this month of October. All right. So we are hitting home. I'm going to break it up a little bit, and I am going to change to a romance now. All of my books so far, for the most part, with the exception of that contemporary, I want to share with you guys Covert Seduction by, and I have to say her name correctly because I've been saying Zaria, and it is Zaria L. Banks. All right. I've been talking a lot about this book. I did a vlog on this book. This is a new release. It literally just came out today, but I was so blessed to meet the author back in the summertime, and I got an advanced copy of this book. And man, listen here. Now, some people might say, well, if I'm reading a romance, I don't need no thriller, suspense, none of that. She wrote this book so well to me that the thrilling part of it, the suspense, the mystery part of this book, it just flowed right on through. It flowed right on through. You still gonna get your romance. You still gonna get your spice. But I'm telling you what, I absolutely love the thriller part of this book. So I got 2 for 1. Okay. Yes, I got 2 for 1, and I loved it. Loved every bit of it. Gave this book a 5 star. So this is an indie author. This is a Black indie author, okay? And she's doing great things. I would almost compare her writing to Kennedy Ryan. Now, there is a big difference. When I say Kennedy Ryan, her writing style reminds me of Kennedy Ryan, but she has her own. She's holding her own throne on this one, okay? But if you enjoy Kennedy Ryan, is what I'm saying, you will definitely enjoy Zaria L. Banks' new release, Covert Seduction. All right. So another 5 star that I have was Love Mom. And why do I not have this book in my hand? When I first started the book, I read it on audio, and then I got the actual book. And I don't want to have to get up and go dig for it, guys, but here's a picture of it. I do have the physical book. I did the book on audio, and then I had to get me a trophy right away. So here's the book. I know you've heard of it. I think I did a vlog on that one as well. I gave that one a 5 star. 5 star, 5 star. Let me go ahead, just in case. because I remember doing a couple of vlogs last month. And I'm pretty sure I should have checked before I even did this video, but I was trying to get this video done for you guys. From the beginning of the book, I was hooked, right? You're going to be hooked from the very beginning. The family secrets, the accidental unaliving, the subplots, the greed, the deception, twist. It was twisting all through the book. And I'm telling you what, that's what thrillers are made of. Okay, boo? That's what thrillers are made of. If you have not read this book, you want to read it. You definitely want to read Love, Mom. And a great time to read it would be in October. All right? A great time to read it would be right now here in October. All right? So, we are going to end this one with another 5-star, and that is Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh. 5-star. Yes, yes. Steve did that thing. He did that thing. I was really hesitant once again about reading this one. For one, I thought, oh man, is this going to be boring? I'm going to just be honest with you. But, and I was reading some reviews, and you know, some mixed reviews, but you always going to get that with all the books. You're going to get it with most of the books, because everybody, you know, different things tickle their fancy, okay? So let me see. I wanted to read my actual review on this one. Do I have it? Yes, I do. I can sum it up. The revenge in this book was straight crazy. All suspense, thrills, twists, and it kept me turning the pages, okay? I did not see the ending coming. It was a total banger. I did not see the ending. Man, this book had me on the edge too. So, once again, if you looking for something to keep you on the edge of your seat, okay, this is going to do it. This one would do it. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I am looking forward to reading more books by this author. All right, friends. I do apologize if I kind of went through these reviews kind of fast. I'm really trying to keep my reviews, for one, you know, short. These videos short, which is why I, you know, like doing the vlogs. That way, you know, at the end of the month, I won't have so many books to review, because I read pretty much 10 books a month. And that's a lot of books to try to go through and review. Which is why I always offer up for you guys to go and read my reviews on Goodreads and Fable, because they're a little bit more detailed. And like I said, you can follow me on TikTok. I'm on there every now and then. Instagram. I don't do a lot of talking on Instagram. I might, you know, show the books that I'm reading, but at least you'll know what I'm getting myself into, okay? And then, of course, YouTube. Watch them videos. You gonna be entertained, because, you know, your girl is crazy, okay? I'm a little bit cray-cray, all right? And I love that for me. So, friends, hopefully you see some books here that you would be interested in. If you've read any of these books, let me know how you felt about them in the comments. If you have any questions, you can always ask me in the comments, y'all. I love talking to you guys. If you made it to the end of this video, I would definitely like for you to leave this emoji. I like to know, you guys know I'm building my channel up. I'm building it. I'm building it. I'm loving all of those who have subscribed already. I appreciate you so much. I need you to share this, like it, comment, do all the things. You know, we all know why we're here. If you have a channel, we all know what it's about. We need you to like, comment, subscribe. Even if you just leave an emoji, that is fine with me. Just knowing that you're watching lets me know that you care. So with that being said, friends, until the next time, keep being who you are, and that's a star. So keep shining. Bye.